Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Derek Chisora has called out Zhang Zhilei, who fought on the Anthony Joshua-Alexander Usyk 2 undercard. While he got a loss, he came out of that with a lot of credit. A lot of people thought that he won, and Derek Chisora, with this post you can see here on screen, he wants a piece of Zhang. So as you can see, the Bird's Nest Stadium, Beijing, China. Chisora versus Zhang, war in China. Actually, I don't mind this fight at all, because when you consider Derek Chisora, the level that he's fought at, just recently coming off a win over Kubrat Pulev, albeit a faded version of Kubrat Pulev, Zhang, 39 years old, seemingly needing opportunities, and after he lost to Filip Hrgović, the question was, where would he go? Would there be an opportunity? Would there be a meaningful fight waiting for him? And actually, this could potentially be that. I'm not so sure, though, about a couple of aspects of the poster and the realities of it happening at a big stadium in China. Remembering the Bird's Nest Stadium was the Olympic Stadium from 2008. Those were the games actually where Zhang got a silver medal. But I'm not so sure that Derek Chisora has that sort of pulling power, and neither does Zhang, to fill that stadium. One, Zhang would be coming off a loss. Two, Derek Chisora has a dozen losses. And it's not to say that it's not a good fight and not well matched, all that sort of stuff. But to the uninitiated, looking at a record that's got 12 losses on it, it could be a bit of a hard sell. And Zhang does have some profile in China, but from what I've heard and been told by a number of people, he's not a massive superstar, nothing close to that. But he is a name, and potentially if they were to have a fight, would a 20,000 seat venue be more realistic as opposed to something that's, many more magnitudes than that? I actually think they could make a go of it. I mean, when you consider Matchroom has had plans for Zhang Zhilei for a number of years. They've talked about wanting to get someone like an Anthony Joshua to China or Asia, have a fight, something like that. But if they are going to branch out, this could actually be a pretty decent fight. When you look at Derek Chisora, he's kind of exhausted a lot of his domestic options in the UK. So he's looking at Zhang coming off a good performance where Zhang came out of that with a lot of credit. People thought that Zhang performed better than expected. Many people were expecting Hrgović to knock him out. Remembering Zhang, 39 years old, it looked a little shaky in a couple of fights, the Jerry Forrest one, but there had been and it was seen by some as excuses, the renal failure, not drinking enough water, and there were other things that he had to tweak because he flagged so badly in that fight. Dehydration, etc. as well. He's remedied all that stuff, and given the performance in this fight, I tend to believe that there was something in that it was basically as bad as they said. But he's looking like a viable option for a good mid-level fight. I think Zhang, his days of maybe contending for a title or trying to get something within the next couple of years, it looks a little bit thin, and the packing's a little slim to sort of work his way back to something like another final eliminator as he was in with Hrgović. But having a decent fight with a well-matched opponent, and I think this is good matchmaking, it could make a lot of sense, and it could potentially make some money. Chisora, as I say, he's basically, cleared out most of the opponents in the UK that are sort of in or around, the same sort of level. He's probably not going to get an Anthony Joshua fight. I just don't see that happening. Joshua actually manages him. Also, the only guys that he hasn't really fought that he could fight is Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois, that are sort of on that same sort of level. And I don't think that it's going to happen because Chisora has asked for big money in the past, and according to Tyson Fury, who was sniffing around for a third fight with Chisora turned down £3 million. And previously, about 4 or 5 years ago, Chisora had asked for about £5 million to face Joyce, which at the time, people were like, well, that probably indicates he doesn't really want that fight. But other names that he's faced, including Joseph Parker, who's now basing himself in the UK, obviously Dillian White a couple of times. There's other names that he's faced, and more recently, Carlos Takam, Kubrat Pulev, David Price. There's a whole bundle of names, but as a headliner, maybe the options are looking a little thin. So he's probably looking at this as a business opportunity for one of those final fights of his career. And why not put it out there? Why not see if Matchroom or even someone else was interested in putting on a decent sized card in China? The market has potential and it's relatively untapped. And that could be a decent fight to put in China. Whether anyone jumps in behind this and makes it happen, unclear. Maybe this could also be a fight that you could actually have somewhere else on a DAZN and Matchroom card, or maybe someone else, remembering as well that Chisora is a free agent, but Zhang is contracted to Matchroom, so he is fighting on DAZN. Previously, most of his fights have been in the United States, and obviously for this Usyk Joshua 2 rematch, he was fighting in Saudi Arabia on that undercard. So I think Matchroom, how much do they have invested in Zhang? What do they actually see in him? Where's he going? I'm sure they want to, after having on a number of cards, and if they can make some money off him and see him as, a sellable product, they should investigate something like this. Because names like Chisora for Zhang at this stage, maybe the divisional relevance is not what it could be, because both these guys are maybe out of the title picture, but it's still a good fight. I'm interested in this fight. How about you? Drop a comment, loud and often, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.